Okay, guys, it's the top of the hour. Thanks for joining us for today's webinar. It is a completely informational and content-rich webinar about SEO rankings factor study, and I think this is going to be a very valuable webinar for you to use in your sales presentations, as part of your knowledge base, as well as helping you train your any salespeople or anybody who has client contact. So I think it's going to be very good for you. What we've really put together with our R&D department, and really what's going on with Google today. So anyway, to get started, if you don't mind throwing me out a quick shout out on the question box so I can hear you. Make sure you can hear me. Anyway, all right, Ryan, great to have you on. Stephen, Ed, thanks for being here. Nick, good to see you. All right, guys, Kevin, thank you. Hey, Barry, it's good to have you on. JD. So let's see here. Let's see. Wow, I've got some a lot of good people on. This is great. Michael, good to see you. All right, so one of the things that we've been doing is, of course, product development, and we want to share with you, this has a lot to do with our new SEO product that's being released, and I want to educate you guys on this. Okay, so one of the things that the webinar is really focused on is about your website and SEO ranking factors. So next week, by the way, if you're a pro member, we're part of our training that starts next week for pro members involves that you don't have to be necessarily an expert to get out there and be able to sell, but this training right here during this webinar is really going to help you. Okay, by the way, this webinar, we're not going to have time for a Meet the Partner or a Meet the Team Member episode tonight. I apologize in advance, but let's go ahead and get going. Okay, so SEO ranking factors have a lot to do with what we're doing with our new SEO product direction. Okay, we've really put a lot of time into this product development. This webinar is not about our product. This webinar is about everything that we've recognized to develop our product. So saying that, following industry best practices, okay, and also what is a strategy that is going to be future-proof, that is, ready for continuous improvement, but it's not that we're doing something that's like today's little fad, the things that come and go, little tricks and things like that. We're not really into that. Our the products that we do develop stand the test of time, and of course, moving with the industry and things that happen. And that's what's really great about our business, right, guys? I mean, yesterday's expert, if they don't change, they're not going to be valid tomorrow with what happens. So there's always opportunity in this business. There's always that that client who got bad results or didn't get good results with another product or another provider that has not adapted, and this is where you're going to be able to shine. This is today's action. So let me see here. One of the things that we've done was really, you guys really need to pay attention to the different sources that are out there for information. We pay attention to Moz, BuzzSumo, Backlinko, all of the different brands that you see up on this page. We subscribe to them, we watch them, we're looking for industry news all the time. As a marketing professional, I really recommend that you also are, doing your reading and, doing your research and keeping up on what's happening in the industry. what we want to do is try and bring you more webinars like this that keep you up to date on what's happening so we can do the work for you and we can give you really a heads up and what really matters that we see. There's a lot of noise out there. I'd rather you guys be out there selling and we're able to kind of keep you up to date on what's happening rather than you trying to do all this research and work. Bring in the money, right? So what we're going to talk about today is we're talking about content, we're talking about backlinks, and we're talking about the user experience on the website. Now, interesting changes have happened over the last few years in the different Hummingbird and all the different updates that come out. And so through our research, let's first look at content. Okay, so in the content realm, there are really 4 different things that we want to focus on the website. We want to talk about the quality of the content. What is its relevancy? Does it put you out, as an authority on the subject? Does your client have the right content for what they're trying to achieve? And is it interesting to the visitor? Obviously, word count has a lot to do with the rankings on your website. We're going to show you how, and we're going to show you why. Keywords. What are the importance of keywords? We're going to talk about that. Images on your site. What you do with them, and making sure that the images are done right, involved on your website, in your content, things like that. So, one thing that we found, and by the way, in the corner you'll see where we attribute all of our information. So we're on a lot of these slides, we didn't give the exact website with the exact link, just for space reasons, but we did put the logos down here for your, so you can go looking for them. We do have those available if you wanted to contact us, but a lot, I don't know if it's even important to you. One thing I do want to say real quick is we are going to make this the slides available to you. I want to give it to you raw. I want you to be able to remove our logo up in the left-hand corner. I want you to replace it with your own company logo, and I want you to be able to use this, edit it out, take that part out about the glimpse of our new SEO production direction. Take that out, edit it, use it for your own. Give it to your employees, and you can also present this to clients. But we'll take care of that for you. So, quality. Putting out good content on the site is important. Everybody knows that, right? The days of keyword stuffing and exact keyword matching in the content, that's important, but it's not, keyword stuffing is not important. Putting the keywords in there is important. But remember, it's about the topic of the page. If you're writing about a certain, maybe it's a certain item or a certain service, make sure that you're talking about that service in depth. Be the authority on that service or that product that is on that page. It's not worth deviating from it. Well, let's make it easy for Google to understand what we're trying to accomplish. That is very important. You'll see here that if you see this chart here, when you study the first 10 places in Google, you'll see that if you look at the top 3 positions, these are always offering good content. It's not shallow, it's not short. It's the best quality content that you can put out on the pages that you're looking to rank, and this is on the website, is going to help you rank higher. Obviously, this is kind of a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised what we found out as far as word count. So, I'll just read this to you. Higher ranking pages tend to have more words and are better able to give searchers the information they're looking for by covering topics more comprehensively, as well as being easier to read and understand. Since last year, the average word count on pages in the top 10 has increased by around a quarter, 25%, from 975 words to 1,285 words. Now, this is very important that whenever you go out and you're talking to a prospective client, or you take a look at their website. Take a look at this. If if their home page, for instance, or the pages, the target pages they're looking for, they're on those pages, do they have enough content on them? So we're looking at this, and it's talking about the link under 1,000, and how many shares they had was 0.024%. If you go and look at the correlation of 1,000 to 2,000 words, it's 5 times higher, than under 1,000 words. So we're talking about the word count. It's very important to boost the amount of content on your client's website. So when you're talking about, look at this chart where you've got, of course, like the first 5 rankings on page 1, between 1,900 and 2,000 words. Look at that, and look how they're ranking. So how, long form, it's not just that short blurbs that on these pages that's going to get you the success. Let's follow what's working, right? So when you go through, and maybe we do a web audit for you, and we recognize that some of those pages that the client has, maybe they're too, maybe there's not enough word count. Okay, maybe you need to push them to, hey, let's help you build some content for that. We can do that for you guys. Remember, we can provide any type of content that you're looking for. And one of the things that we want to encourage you to do is, if you perform a web audit, which is, if you haven't done one, you should do one. If you're a pro member, you get one free comprehensive web audit for free. They're hand done. They take 2 days around there to get out to you. But we will we go through and we recognize the pages that are going to need additional content. It doesn't have to be hard. You can do it. We can do it for the client. So look at this. This is very interesting. In fact, the average word count of a Google first page result is 1,890 words. That's a lot. I mean, it's a lot more than what used to be out there, right? It seems to be increasing a little bit more every year. So that is really, it's really interesting. So remember, you can use this. I want you to be able to use this to help sell. These are facts. This isn't something that we've made up. This is valid research that we found throughout all of our product research. So to wrap up content, let's talk about with word count. I mean, we really, one of the things that we're talking about this doesn't affect blog pages. I was kind of like, well, what about blogs and stuff? Blogs, we're still talking about 400 words, okay? But let's not be confused with this. We're talking about word count on the page. So if you're talking about on your site that you have, what we call the money site, or the site we're trying to rank, you want to make sure that the content on the page is, between that 1,500 and 2,000 words on that page. That's very topical. Okay, blogs and those blogs that we write, that we send, that are referring to the pages, the target page you're looking for. Those are still around the 400 keyword. I mean, the 400 word count. Okay, so you don't need a blog that's 2,000 words, but 400 words is the right number on the blog still. Okay, so let's move on to keywords. Now, look at this. It's funny. Using an exact keyword in your page's title tag has a small correlation with rankings. Exact keywords and keyword optimization are becoming increasingly obsolete. This is one of the reasons we recognize this early, okay? that's whenever the brand optimization product was built, because we recognized this, before a lot of other people in the industry. And the way that our brand optimization product works is it works on themes. It's not based on exact keyword matches. Okay, guys? So one of the things, if you're not familiar with our brand optimization product, it's different than our SEO product. We look at, if it's, say it's a dentist, and you're looking for teeth whitening, okay, or cosmetic dentistry. Maybe it's cosmetic dentistry is our theme, and teeth whitening is one of the keywords. All the different keywords that come underneath cosmetic dentistry are going to be included in what we do. Okay, it's more about the terms, right, and synonyms and everything like that. It's not specifically that keyword, teeth whitening in dentistry, or teeth whitening in New York. It may be cosmetic dentistry that brings you to that page. It may be brighter smile. It could be anything. As it says, proof terms are terms that have the same meaning as your main topic or main keyword or phrase that appear in your content and written naturally. If a piece of content is keyword stuffed, there's a strong absence of proof terms. Okay, so what does this tell you? It's okay just to write naturally about the subject that you're doing. With the brand optimization, what we're doing is we're creating a lot of content, and we're not concentrating on just one certain keyword, but it's more about rankings, and that's where it's really gone. So we look, if you're interested in the brand optimization, it's a really good product. Okay, so using an exact keyword in the page's title tag has small correlation with rankings. So if you look at this chart, there's not much difference between the first 10 rankings. I mean, look at it, between 1 and 1.5%, or 1.75%, 2%, because they've got the exact keyword in the title tag. Hey, we do it. We always put the keyword in your title tags. We're always going to do that because it doesn't hurt. Obviously, if it's a 1% or a 2% advantage, we want it. But let's not get hung up on things like that. Okay? Google is going after what's the content that is on your page is more important to them than tricking it with the title tag. Okay? It's very it's important to kind of recognize that what used to be the little tricks aren't really tricks anymore. They're kind of like the standard. Okay. So let's see here. Let's talk about the images on your website. Now, look how this works here. Look at this chart, guys. If you've got in the first 9 rankings, content with at least one image ranks higher than content that doesn't have an image. So if you're on a site and you've got a lot of content but no images, obviously it's not as engaging to the reader. Readers, they want to see images, they want to see video. Okay? One of the things that we've identified that is very important in our product is optimizing these images. Okay, I'm not going to get into exactly what we do with the images, but I'm going to tell you right now it has something to do with your rankings. So by optimizing the images with several different criteria, it's going to help with your rankings, and we do that. We perform that for you. Okay, so to review this, quality, word count, keywords, and images. So we're talking about pages with content that covers a topic more comprehensively rank higher. So let's make sure that we've got good quality content. Pages that are ranking seem to have more words, more than 1,000 words, probably 1,000 to 2,000 words is what we're showing. Okay, so long form content seems to be the wave of the future. Google's move to semantic search makes exact keyword approach to SEO less and less important, right? So what's our solution to that? Professional, natural writing is best. No need to be keyword conscious. Obviously, when we put content out, we want it to be relevant to the topic. It's not just stuffing keywords in there, or it's just not necessary anymore. It's really can penalize you, right? So when you're out there on a consultation and the client's asking you, and you get back the content, why doesn't it have a million pieces of the keyword stuffed in there? That's the old style. Make sure that we're writing the right type of content. Now, content with at least one image ranks higher. All right, so that's important. We do source images for you. Some people don't. We do source images for you for all the if we write blog content or we do content for your site. We do source and optimize the images for you. Okay, so before we move on to going into referring domains and total backlinks, let's look and see what we have. Any questions? Okay, this is going great. All right, guys, sorry about that. All right, so let's talk about referring domains and the total external backlinks and how they affect the site. Okay, so referring domains, okay? Google wants to see several different sites endorsing your page. The more domains that link to you, the more endorsements you have in the eyes of Google. This is a very simple way to explain what are backlinks or anything like that to a client. I think that this is probably the easiest and the best quote you could find to be able to explain what backlinks are. You don't have to even say the word backlinks, right? It's just whenever we're explaining, the way I would explain it would be, we've come out with this great content, we've got your website, we're putting out these blogs, so what do? We want to be able to publish that out to the web with very good high-ranking domains, right, that are going to give you juice back to the site. So how do we explain that? Let me repeat this again. Google wants to see several different sites endorsing your page. The more domains that link to you, the more endorsements you have in the eyes of Google. So when we talk about distribution, we want to have great distribution to great quality sites. That's one of the reasons that you'll see as an SEO customer. We in our work reports, we show you how we've distributed to maybe these 10 social sites, these 10 social sharing sites, social media sites. We really try and detail out with links on everything that we do so you can show your customer. Of course, the new SEO product, we're really expanding on that. We've really learned how Google loves Google and being in Yahoo and how they work and what we can do when we choose how we distribute and how much we distribute. So it's got to be, of course, non-spammy and things like that, right? So when we're talking about the domains that we publish to, one of the things that we're really pushing for are using different Google properties that are going to be picked up quicker than, say, something that's really obsolete. So it's our job to provide that kind of distribution for you. And if you look at the chart with, in going for the domain authority and things like that, I want to disclose this. We don't use any type of private, blogs, or we don't have like our own black hat type of domain, blog network. We don't use those. Okay. I know that there are companies out there that do use those, and they might not even disclose it, but we feel that that's still kind of pushing the edge and the envelope, and we choose not to participate in that. We get great rankings, and we get great results by really following and playing by Google's rules. So we really want to push you to understand, and also so you can explain to your client that what we do and is completely above board, and we want to make Google happy. Obviously, distribution has a lot to do with getting those backlinks. So if you see here the chart, the more distribution that's done, and the more people share and publish on their blog, your page, you're going to see the best rankings. And it's dramatic. I mean, if you look at the chart, it's really dramatic. The people that do the most work and have the most engaging, comprehensive content, they're going to get the correlation is there. You saw that from one of the very beginning slides. So what we're interested in doing is making sure that we're getting links from really a diverse group of domains to get you results. The way we do that is we're putting out our distribution strategy is done. We don't, if we come out with, when we come out with your content, we are not just dumping that out there automatically. We space it out, we time it right. There's a time frame that we distribute on. There's the sites that we distribute on. We've done a lot of research into them, but it's not just the sites. It's also has to do with the content that we put out and the timing that we put it out. So, keep that in mind. It's not just, oh, okay, we go out and we just publish it out and bam, it goes out at one time. We actually schedule out. We have the way that we post it. The team is conscious of how we distribute, so it's not spammy, and we're very selective on where we distribute to. Increasing the number of links to your site may improve rankings for other pages on your site. This is 100% true. We've got the in a certain niche that we service, I can tell you that say it's a product page. Say your client has a service or a product. I can tell you that by what we've done with certain websites and our clients is we've written specific, say, blog articles about different and targeting different products on their site, not just referring that blog article to the main homepage, but actually going to the page specific of the product that we're writing the blog article about. It really lifts the entire site up in the rankings. It's not just that page. So if you've got really good, you're really seeing an increase in your product. Maybe it's like paper cups. You're writing all these things about paper cups. Well, in your cup manufacturing company, you might actually see your glasses in your glass cups moving up in the rankings as well because of what we're doing on the other pages. So don't just concentrate on one thing. Spread it out among the target pages and encourage more diverse blogging and targeting of the entire site to really lift rankings. Pages with more backlinks tend to rank higher than pages with fewer backlinks. That's pretty obvious, okay? But this is really, one of the reasons that we wanted to put this together for you is this is something that you can take this and share it with a prospective client. All right, so now we want to talk about user experience. User experience is, it's one of those catchphrases right now, but this is all about whenever a potential, or when a reader or a visitor comes to your website or the client website, okay? So we want to explain it that way. It's what does the user get when they land on, fredsdentistry.com, okay? Is he on his mobile? Is it responsive design where, you can read it no matter on your iPad or your phone or on your laptop, whatever? How fast is the site, okay? Does it load slowly? The bounce rate. The bounce rate is how long do people, how quickly are they just in and out, okay? It's not just time on site, but it's like they come in and boom, they're gone. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about HTTPS, which is the secure, when you visit a site, is it secure or not? So let's first talk about responsive design. This week we sent out a little newsletter about responsive design. We got some great feedback. Yes, we are aware that responsive design has been out there in the market for a long time, but we're not going to stop talking about it because not everyone has even shifted over to responsive design. Okay, so let's go into this. What does Google recommend? They recommend responsive web design because it makes it easier for users to share and link your content with a single URL. Now, there are people out there that have a different website for mobile. Google recommends to have a single URL. Okay, this is Google. This is not, we're not making this stuff up. So those guys that are out there and they've got abcdentist.com and they've got one website for that, and then maybe they have m.abcdentist.com, and that's their mobile site. Or you're on their website and they go click here for the mobile site. You know what? That's old school, guys. That's different. That's gone. This is a conversion point. Find those clients that still do that. Listen, let's do what Google recommends, guys. Helps Google's algorithms accurately assign indexing properties to the page rather than needing to signal the existence of a corresponding desktop or multiple pages. Just makes it easier for Google, right? Requires less engineering time to maintain multiple pages for the same content. Obviously, if you're running a mobile site and a desktop site and you make a change, you're going to have to do it in two places. If you have the opportunity to find somebody that has these type of dual sites, you can hit them and say, hey, I can give you a single responsive design experience. It's going to help you with your rankings, and it's going to help you maintain the site, and you can do it turnkey for them. Just contact our web design department, and bam, we can take an existing site, build your responsive, and take care of it from A to Z. All right. So don't be afraid to do. If you're only specializing in marketing services, do not be afraid to get in on web design. It's very easy, and our staff will walk you through it. But this is it's an excellent time for a great sale, but also it will help them. Okay. So let's talk about site speed. And you'll see on here, let's look at this chart real quick. When you look at Google position and you talk about load speeds, so there are things that, look at it's clear. The faster the page loads, the better the rankings. Is this just not obvious? So, when you look at some of these fancy websites that are out there that are very, very image rich, right there on the home page, they look great, okay? I love them. I love that design. But what we've seen are some of the pages that have these videos playing in the background. These ones that you go in and they look really cool. They got these images that are kind of moving, like a pouring cup of coffee or people walking, and like PayPal has that, and people are kind of going for that. Remember, if you are in if they've got that site and they've got it, hosted around the world, and they can get really quick load speeds, that's terrific. If your client wants that, and they've got, depending on their hosting, and they've got, they're not paying for AWS, and they don't have it, around the world or around the states even, and it loads slower, that may not be the right design for them. Okay, it may not be the right design because it's going to slow down their page load speeds. So what you also want to make sure when you're looking at this and you do the consultation is we can help you with that. Our web design team can step in and they can help you with your page load speeds. They can optimize your images so they load faster. They can use little tricks of the trade that they do to make sure that the website is put together properly. And there's even WordPress plugins that you can get that slow down your load speed. Our staff, they know all of these tricks. They will be able to help you. So, what we want to do is to make sure that we're all encompassing for you, and so when you go to your client, you're going to go, I'm going to analyze. We're going to do a site. We're going to check your site speed, and we're going to make recommendations on what we can do to help you with it. So pages on fast-loading websites rank significantly higher than pages on slow-loading websites. Well, there you go. That's pretty obvious, right? Site speed is an official Google signal. Well, let's just follow what Google has to say. Okay, so let's talk about bounce rate. We discovered that websites with low average bounce rates are strongly correlated with higher rankings. Okay, so over here, and by the way, you can see like bounce rate. That's in Google Analytics. You can also see it in Monster Metrics. We have that. So whenever you do have a campaign with us, you can load it in Monster Metrics, and you'll be able to see the bounce rate and is it improving or not over time with the work that we do. Obviously, you can look at the chart. Lower bounce rate, higher rankings again. So let's talk about how we get a lower bounce rate. It has to do with when the user comes in, are they finding what they want right away? Okay? So when you're building content for the website, what do you want to make sure? That the image is relevant. If you're talking about red apples and they get in there and the image is not, right off the bat, they see oranges, maybe they're in the wrong space already. Maybe they don't give a chance to even stay on the page and they're gone. Okay? And maybe they're just out. They're back to Google results looking for something else. They start looking at your content and the content is just not what they were looking for, right? So we need to make sure it's extremely relevant to what, they come in and say that, you're looking for teeth whitening, and they come into to the page, and you've got one little comment about tooth whitening, and then you've got a lot about, braces or cosmetic dentistry or something else. They might just bounce right out of there and maybe looking for something else. So one of the things that we want to do is make sure that we're focused on whenever they're searching for something on those keywords and they come in, that we're very clear that they found the right spot. And that's going to help you and lead them down the path to visiting other pages on the site that's going to lower that bounce rate. And lastly, we want to talk about HTTPS. Okay? So this is really kind of, this is relatively new in the last, year, 2 years. I wouldn't say that it's just major, that a lot of the sites that are out there that you come across do not have HTTPS. It's just one more thing that Google is looking for. Everyone wants a secure internet, so let's play by the games. If you don't have HTTPS and you'd like to look into putting it on a client website, contact our web design department. Okay, it's something that we're starting to do to help people as part of our overall package and being able to help you. Just contact our web design and look at the site and see what we can do for you on that. But it's something that you should introduce to your client in case they don't have a secure certificate installed. You may want to talk to web design about how that would happen and what we can do to help you with that. Okay? So this is pretty much the presentation as far as what we're looking at right now with the SEO and moving forward. Let me repeat that we want to make sure that we have you guys get a copy of the presentation so you can use this with your clients. I want you to have the ability to go and know this information back and forth. It'll really establish you as a little bit with more authority on what's happening today with the research and everything like that. So replace our logo, put this out there with your logo, be able to give a presentation really quick. I kind of, it took me 40 minutes to give the presentation. I think that that's an average, that'd be okay. I get a little wordy, but, I hope that this really helps in understanding what we're going for, what our product is all about, and we know that we're going to get great results with it, okay? So let's talk about real quick Pro Member Training. Pro Member Training is on March 10th. That's next week. We are going to be talking about PPC and SEO marketing sales techniques, okay? So a couple of things we want to talk about is, coming out is an integrated marketing services, okay? It's not just about SEO. It's not just about responsive design on your website. It's not just about PPC. We want to talk about how you integrate all the tools into helping the client achieve getting more customers or sales, right? So we want to be able to help you learn how to position yourself so that you can offer integrated marketing services. Another thing we want to talk about on our training is we're going to be talking about how to create a bundle, how to make it attractive financially and make it make sense for the client so that they can participate in two things. One, immediate traffic using PPC. And number two, earn traffic through organic SEO work. How to customize that to what the client needs. Okay. A little quick side note right now I want to tell you about is I have a good friend who is a sales partner with us, and he attended an industry conference this week, as a matter of fact. He attended an industry conference, and they were talking about the future of the business, and they've got a lot of different, I guess, agents or representatives for this industry and with producers. And one of the big things they were talking about is a marketing meeting, and this is a probably top 50 Fortune 500 company. And I don't have the document because it was one of these confidential document meetings that they had, but he was telling me that everyone was concerned about getting a response immediately. We're like the now. They want results now. Well, this is how we can do it. We want to be able to show them how they can get results now by running a proper PPC campaign, as well as investing in the future with an SEO program that over time is going to get them more and more traffic, but they need immediate results. It's great to be able to offer them PPC. We're going to show you in this training how to achieve that and how to put bundles together, how to make it financially attractive. And lastly, we want to show you how you can be an expert. There's a certain amount of percentage of people that come to the webinars that maybe they kind of held back because they feel like, wow, there's a lot of terminology. I want to be able to sell this product, but I just don't know it. Listen, we're going to help you with that. This presentation was really one of a jab at trying to give you something that says, hey, look, you don't have to have all those buzzwords out there. We can talk about really what's important. With SEO, I mean, it's really simple, right? You can really knock it down to three things: content, the backlinks, and user experience. That's it. That's not hard to learn. Okay. So we hope that you will join us if you're a pro member on March 10th. If you're not a pro member, well, become one. Next, if you're not a pro member, if you want to take a look at this link, click through, give us a try. It's $119 a month, or you can buy a 6-month or a year for big discounts. But try it out for a month. If you don't like it, cancel it. It's not a big deal. But I know that I'm going to tell you this right now. Every week, we're doing our VIP webinars that you're on right now. We do those bi-weekly. We're also the weeks that we're not doing the VIP, we're going to be doing trainings just for our pro members. Okay, so please get involved in that. Okay, next we got a couple of promotions for you real quick. If you weren't on last week's webinar, I threw this out there because it was a day after my birthday, and we just decided to run this. It expires on March 15th. We did announce it 2 weeks ago. but it is a brand establisher. The regular price is $400. We're offering it on the what we call the birthday promo. If you call into your account manager, we're doing it for $299. So I was going to actually take this out because it was 2 weeks ago when we put this out, but you do have until March 15th. If you are interested in buying a brand establisher at a discount, you can grab it. You don't have to launch it right away. It's a great price on it, but if you want to, if you want to buy a couple and then launch them when you want, you do have that option. But you're saving really 25%. And then the next thing we have is our SEO quarterly promo. This is a 50% discount on the first month. It needs to be a new campaign. It's valid until March 15th. And everybody, if you're on this promo on the quarterly, everybody's upgraded to the new SEO. Okay, so we have some client-facing flyers that you can download, but just call in and talk to your account manager. They'll be able to tell you more about how this works. But basically, the 50% on the first month, which is our setup month, which is the most expensive month, is 50% off, and then it just it saves you about 17 or 18% off the quarter. So check those out. The next webinar that we're going to be having is going to be on March 17th, the VIP webinar. We will be talking about the new SEO product. You will be receiving some emails next week regarding the new SEO product. There will be a webinar and an announcement made with the launch date. But everybody who has a current campaign or if you're on a quarterly or a yearly, we are upgrading you free of charge. We are not raising prices. So, there will be, what we're going to do is, look, if you've got an existing campaign with us, we're going to continue on at the same pricing, okay? The new SEO program, we will release pricing and details shortly. I'm being kind of tight-lipped on it. I don't want to put an exact day on it. We're waiting for us to have everything ready with production, and we're doing training right now with the staff, so we don't want to let loose yet. But this coming week, we will have several emails coming out. Please pay attention to those. We're going to have our marketing materials be updated. We'll be releasing that on the website. We're going to keep you very informed. Pro members, I got something special for you as well regarding the new release. So be sure and watch out for your emails and your announcements in the Pro membership area. Guys, I appreciate it. It's 50 past the hour. We always try and keep these things at an hour or 45 minutes preferably. So I appreciate your time. We look forward to having you on for next week's training. It's going to be good, guys. I'm really putting a lot of effort in showing how we can, these sales tools for our Pro members. So I really hope that you'll be on that webinar. I'll send you some more information about that. And be on there. Remember, the next webinar is on March 17th. Check your email. It's going to be some good stuff this week. Really appreciate you being on the webinar, and we will catch you soon. From Manila, signing out. Thank you.